Okay, welcome to our podcast. Today I am Piyush and with Carlo from America. And
Hello.
I am from Italy right now. So this time I want to ask Carlo about his experience going to America and as compared to like he lived his whole life in Italy. So, what is his first assumptions or first ideas about the differences between the two nations? And then later on, he can tell about the business side as well.
I think first of all is not a difference between America and Italy. I would say is a difference between Europe and America because I've been in different places of Europe and I saw a common denominator between these two. I would say that here in America is there are no halfways. Or you are rich or you're poor. I think it's just a different way of living. Is obviously is a capitalistic society,
Mm-hmm.
and so I noticed that. I mean, I'm not so get used to, for example, homeless people in streets here, especially because now at the moment I'm in San Francisco, and there are a lot of homeless and a lot of problem. I mean, a lot of people with I don't know, mental problems or people that live in the street. And so this is like the dark side of America, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
because there are a lot of opportunities. Speaking about business as well, as I will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the moment in America there is a social crisis, I would say, because it's not equal. It's not equal, and I think this is the main difference between a place like San Francisco and or Turin or Pisa in Italy, and
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that even if I mean in Italy you can be relatively poor or relatively rich, not that poor, not that rich, but still live a life, a good life, right? Here is
Mm-hmm.
not. I mean, you just see houses. For example, on the part of there is this part of San Francisco that I really suggest to people that are watching us. There is the part close to the District Art Museum Center, where there are all these houses close to the beach and are really nice houses with perfect gardens, really nice cars like Porsche, Ferrari, stuff like that. But then you just turn the corner, and on the corner you find people that lives sleep in the streets without shoes, and you say, "Wow, this is really America."
Mm-hmm.
So has been that has been a really shock for me. But at the moment, I'm having a great time speaking about business. There are a lot of good people. I networked with a lot of great people, a lot of engineers from the Silicon Valley. So it's been
So,
amazing.
what is your opinion about meeting people who are doing business in Italy as compared to people doing business in America? What is the mindset difference between the two, if you can?
All right. I think I mean is about the environment. And I was speaking yesterday with a guy called Gavin. Is was a software engineer at Google that was really nice. And because yesterday we were at a meetup together, we met, and he offered to bring me back to the hostel where I'm at the moment. And I mean he's older guy than me. I mean, I will be 50 years old, I think. And
Mhm.
I was asking him, like, which is the motivation of why Silicon Valley has been like that? Like, why is so good and so in so a tiny place? Because in the end, I mean, if you go in a place like Palo Alto, it is the center of the tech companies and tech scene in the world. Is not that big, but people are so good. And he told me that has been like all a question of little project that blows up and that make an impact on other people. And so people are influenced by themselves. And the example that he did was like, for example, for Steve Jobs that was seeing what happened in the Xerox centers, and for then what has been the Apple, the MacBook, and all the Apple computers and telephone and stuff like that. So has been all I would say is about being in the right time, in the right place at the right time, and obviously a fact of capital, because here, I mean, capital are really, I would say, bigger than Italy. And so that then about people, I mean, I don't see much difference. I mean, the realization that I had traveling and changing the environment, like 8 hour delay between
Mm-hmm.
Italy and America, is that in the end, people are people everywhere. So if you treat them kindly, they are not so different, the people from America, from the people to India or Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. That's it.
No, but my like you are in a kind of a place where there is more entrepreneurial area, no, of Italy, sorry, not America, but we stay in Turin for now, and there is no so much like startup kind of vibe. Like if you go to Brussels, there is
Yes.
everybody starting some company, everybody is getting funding for something. Google has office there, everybody has office there. They are doing meetups and everything. No, so I think this is the big part of like being in the source where the innovation is happening, no?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Because you get influenced by other person who are creating good things. So because as I have observed in Turin, it's more about like earning enough and then living their lives. No, they are not they are not in part like thinking about we do some innovation, we start something of our own.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't met it them yet, maybe, but I think that is the big part of living in that village, like
Environment,
per
yes.
se.
and,
No?
and then another thing that really made me think a lot, and that here people really network a lot or create a lot of this kind of meetup. For example, there are a lot of good programmers that maybe have their job, but then on side, like one time a month, they organize this kind of meetup where they discuss of a specific topic that could be Java, that could be SQL or that, or speak about database, and they all kind of make a tech scene. I think what is missing in Turin as well, even if it's a good city, and speaking about it in terms of Italy, is pretty innovative.
Mhm.
I think and this is like an input that I will give you now at the moment. I think we should start proposing something like that in Italy as well, as a kind of place where good minds come together and just brainstorm, because in the end, just as I saw yesterday, it's just a matter of people that meet up, talk, and while talking of more and less, I mean, general topics, then someone gave a problem, for example, about the embedding of an image or just a linear gradient, stuff like that. And all
Mhm.
these good minds start thinking critically about it, right? So this is really interesting, and I think there is something that we should introduce as soon as as soon as I will be back.
Okay. No, that is a good idea to generate because then we will be the founding people of that motion, no?
Yeah, I think that because I saw is there are like I don't know, maybe one or two other group of guys that do that kind of things. But I mean, there is space for everybody. In the
Yeah.
end, you just have to. They do this simple thing. They just reserve a table on a bar.
Mm-hmm.
They say, I mean, yeah, people have to buy them to drink, and then we all meet there. And so, and I mean, it lasted two hours from 6 to 8. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to do, and I think the impact that it has on people is really big, because you attract people that are specific on that area, that like that kind of area, and it's like how you create a scene. And I think what we should push now is create a tech scene, because as I told you, I think that Silicon Valley just been a matter of some experiments that been good, right? But
Yeah.
so I think
Maybe
it's
a
just
lot of experiments done because you get good experiments by trying a lot of things, no?
exactly. And then what happened is that if you start, it's just like a positive feedback, you know, of a
Yeah.
positive momentum. Then people saw that here there are good opportunity, and so they come. And so you meet, for example, yesterday I meet another PhD of is a mechanical engineer from India that I will meet in the evening. We go to around San Francisco because and he is now here for uh, weekly meetup of universities, right? So I
Okay.
mean, these are the things that make the impact. I mean, people that comes from all over the world to don't talk about bullshit. Talk about innovation. Talk about create a future. And so this is what we really have to push, even in Italy.
Mm-hmm. And what is the mindset shift and the new perspectives after just few days that came to like aha realizations? Oh, like you realized things which were like bubbling in your mind
Yeah,
before coming
yeah,
and then came out.
okay, I have a couple. I have a couple, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So the first of all, yesterday I've been to, as I told you, to Palo Alto. So the heart of Silicon Valley and I mean startups.
Mm-hmm.
I visited Stanford University, and bro, it's really huge. It's like an amazing place, so well placed, really nice. I mean, perfect. And
Mm-hmm.
then from there, I've been to the house of Steve Jobs, where he lived. I mean, for a programmer, it's like the Mecca. You cannot go in Palo Alto and not go to the house of Steve Jobs. And I will tell you about this thing that really stunned me a lot. And so he's in this neighborhood that is called Embarcadero, and is an amazing place because you have all these houses with all these tree with white flowers on, and it's really clean. And bro, the level of wealth that is there, you can even imagine. It was just stunning. And the realization that I had was, okay, so money can get you access to these kind of lifestyle. And so in my mind, if I had an image of money, then I
Mm-hmm.
had a materialistic way of seeing it. Because then speaking with this guy Gavin that bring me back to the hostel, he told me, I mean, in Embarcadero, when Steve Jobs was living there, it was like more middle class neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he told me you have to be a millionaire to stay there. I mean, you cannot be a programmer. You have to be a founder of a startup, of just a company that make it to live there. And obviously, I mean, I saw, for example, these houses with these perfect gardens, two Tesla outside. So I mean, the level of wellness that was there was crazy. And so this was the first thing.
So first
Uh,
realization that came to you was the actualization of what money can bring you. It's not
exactly.
about just a number, but it's about the access you get.
Exactly. That's the first thing. And then the other one that has been really fantastic to me. I just this all trip because of a book that I recommend that is called Give and Take, about a guy called Grant.
Mm-hmm.
I think Adam Grant. I don't remember. But and in this book, the guy was talking about this other guy called Adam Rifkin, that is the founder of this 106 miles meetup that I've been to. And yesterday, I had the pleasure to meet him personally and just speak
Mm-hmm.
with him. And and so has been really nice, the thing of hearing about a guy on a book,
Mm-hmm.
just show up to the meet him personally, and just hear from his own words what you read, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about this giver mentality, so about helping others in order to succeed, and in that way you succeed as well. And so we were talking about this thing, about this mentality, and as he told me that is kind of skill that you have to develop and try, and that you have to be really careful to who you surround with, to which kind of people you help, and the ones that you give to, because obviously
Mhm.
you have to be smart. You have to be smart because your amount of time is not unlimited; it's so limited. So you have to, decide who you want to help and in which way. And so in this way, the realization is that you have to keep under control your inner cycle. Just understand well the kind of person that you are surrounded with. Make sure that they are the best for you, that are
Mhm.
the best, that they, I would say love you. I will not say love you, but that like they accept you for who you are and not for what they can get from you. Then obviously, people will get from you because you help, but
Mhm.
that this is not like the reason why I choose the people I surround with. I just like to surround myself with people that loves me for what I am really, not for what they can get from me. Because uh, in this giver mentality, there are a lot of people that fakes, no?
Yeah.
Just they give because they want back, and this is not the way. You have to give for the pleasure of giving and helping others succeed. Then giving back will be automatic, but you don't have to do things in a way I do because then I will I will give because then I will get. No, I will give and then maybe it will come back, but it's not
Yeah, it's
sure.
like the surrender experiment, no? The book
Exactly. Exactly.
where you do your best, you try to help everybody, and always provide the best, and the universe will take care of the rest. No?
Exactly. And it's what happened yesterday with Gavin and the guy, the Google engineer that bring me back to the hostel. I was so scared because I've been there from San Francisco to Palo Alto by train. And
Mm-hmm.
while I was going to the train station, I saw a lot of bad guys in the streets. And so my mind was like, damn, if I will come back at night and have to do that part of the city by walk, it will
Mm-hmm.
be really sketchy, really cheesy, really bad, no? And so, and so when I was at 5:30, that sun started to go down, and I saw a train that passes because the place was called the
Mm-hmm.
Patio, Rudy Bar, and was close to the station. No? And I saw a train. I was like, am I sure that I want to really show up to the meetup? Maybe I should come back. But then in a second, I say, no. I'm here. I just do all that. I will follow the flow and go there. And while I was at the meetup, I met that guy that bring me back home. And and it was good because I was like, okay, I just asked the universe to go to this meet up and just come back safely. And so just came back safely. And I found, a good way to come back home because then I had like a 30 minutes where I could speak with a guy that was that he is actually in the tech scene. He now work for a assurance company, but he used to work for like a lot of years in Google as software engineer. So is like the dream of every, I would say, programmer